Pike, 3 inches long, perfect. Pike in all parts, green, tigering the gold. Killers from the egg, the malevolent aged grin. They dance on the surface among the flies, or move, stunned by their own grandeur, over a bed of emerald silhouette, of submarine delicacy and horror. 100 feet long in their world. This whole video that we're going to be doing is essentially following me on my journey in learning how to fish for pike. And when I say learning, I did used to fish for pike when I was a kid. Used to get on the bike, rucksack, bit of sort of cheap trace from the local tackle shop, stick a dead bait on, lump a float in, and hope for the best. I'll do a bit of spinning, and it was all quite basic, let's say. And I'll be honest and say that I don't think the fish welfare was probably as good as it could have been, but I didn't really have any sort of experts or experienced pike anglers to show me what to do, and that's you know, that's just how it was. But this video really is going to be me learning how to pike fish properly with some guidance from James, who you know, really sort of specialises in pike fishing. It's his favourite type of fishing, and he's been doing it for decades, essentially. There we go, it's filming.
Awesome.
So, where do we even start? Where do we start?
Get your box of goodies, get it on. Yeah. Right, so this is your roving float rig. Apart from, I always put them on because I have a small child in the house and I take my trace off.
Right.
She will play with them. So you have a buff bead.
Yeah.
So basically you'll be tying straight into the trace. And then you'll have a buff bead goes over the top of your swivel. And then this is your drop weight. And your drop weights, these are all interchangeable. So if you just pull this off, see how there's a slot?
Oh yeah.
There's a plastic tube in the middle and you just see the slot there, so you can change your weights. You then just have your bung, little bead, and on this, because this is braid, I've got all the way up there is a float stop. On yours, because you're on mono, you've got high vis marker elastic, which has just been whipped on.
Right.
By all means, you can change it for float stops. But I prefer marker elastic because I can see it at range, whereas these are black, you can't see them. So if I'm casting this float at range,
yeah,
I want to know that is hitting the top of the float and it's sort of bang on, just so it make it as sensitive as possible, whereas I can't see the black ones.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it doesn't work very well on braid. The knot just comes undone as you're trying to adjust it, so you have to use a float stop on braid.
So why is the dead bait not enough to, you know, bring it down in the water? Why do you need this drop weight?
Right, so I'm fishing, when I'm cocking my float, I'm ignoring this. So this is the bottom of my rig. Ignore all this.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my float cocked to this.
Right, okay.
I want my float fully cocked, and I want either lying flat or at a 45-degree angle. And so you feather this down and it'll sit on the bottom. Pike will pick this up, and as soon as it picks it up, this weight starts moving, and you get an instant indication on your float.
Right, okay.
So your float will either drop flat, or it'll fully stand up and start bobbing,
yeah,
and it'll slide off. So literally, just when you're checking your depths, ignore all this, all your trace and everything. you're going off this drop weight.
Right.
This is what you want on the deck.
Bit like the lift method.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. Just on a grander scale.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Right, so your trebles.
Yeah.
Right, your top one is always through the heel of the tail.
Yeah.
On a canal, this is. On a river, it's slightly different. I turn the baits round.
Okay.
And then you just have one down the flank. So these, so the gap between the two is 3 inches. So I've got 4 inches there. So this is a 6-inch bait. The reason I set them at that is my standard bait size is around 6 inches. Purely because I know if the pike picks that up, your float indicates, I know at least one of them trebles is somewhere in its mouth. Yeah. I can just wind down and thump straight through it. No messing, no waiting for runs, no waiting for them to spin a bait in the mouth, no deep hooking. Literally just pick it up and hit it. Brilliant.
That's always the fear, isn't it? Like for me anyway, pike fishing, just getting the hooks right all the way down, you know.
I mean, I've caught literally thousands and thousands of pike. If we do have an issue with one whilst we're out, I will show you how to deal with it.
What is this that's been revealed?
So this is my tool roll. Ideally, this should be the minimum you were carrying.
Wow.
So, we have very, very long bent nose forceps.
I have come to catch pike, not for hip replacement, James.
You've got a set of these. So, heavyweight, long nose, needle nose pliers. Heavyweight choppers.
Right.
For cutting hooks to pieces if they go too far down.
Wow.
Straight nose forceps.
Right.
I'll explain the difference why you need the 2 of them. Crimping tools, making rigs. And then short needle nose pliers with split ring on the end.
Right.
Right, the difference why we need the 2. If I've got a pike that's deep hooked, and it does happen, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, it will happen. What you have to do is you need to turn them hooks. If you go straight down, you can't turn the hooks. So you are coming up through the gills. So I've got hold of the pike here, on its left hand side. The eyes are facing me. I'm coming up through its gills, and that's why we have the curve.
Ah, okay.
So I can get hold of the hooks, and then all I have to do is drop these, and it'll automatically roll them. I then clamp that down, get the straight ones coming through its jaws, and then I can just tease it all the way out, unclip them, and everything comes out.
Wow. They're a good length, aren't they?
Honestly, I recommend these. If you're going to buy any bit of unhooking kit, that is it.
Right.
Especially if you're going after big pike.
Yeah.
Wind down, wind down, wind down. Hit it.
Oh Christ. Do I need to tighten this bait runner up? Or just leave it?
No, just leave it, leave it.
Right, James, you're making this look too easy, mate.
Job done.
What the hell? I can't believe that. That is ridiculous. How long's that been in? 5 minutes? Okay, so this is the bit that I'm not looking forward to.
£7.4.
So just shy of,
just slightly shy.
just shy, just underneath, yeah.
Show you the holder. Right. As you can see, unhooking a fish,
Yeah.
you're getting her ear. Literally, don't go in through them. The gill rakers will cut you to ribbons. You need to be coming in this gap here.
Right, okay.
Okay? You are literally just getting hold of her. And grab hold of her. Don't be scared. If she thrashes, you need to have a good grip of her. Put her on her back, and you can open her jaws then.
Right.
Get in. Oof.
Okay.
If they're a big fish, you're getting on top of them. Have them running between your legs so they aren't thrashing around and everything. Right, photographs. I don't bother holding them back jaws. Pick them up by the anal fin. Pick them up by the pectoral fin. That's it.
Right.
There's no need to hang them back jaws for a photograph.
That's just for unhooking.
Yeah.
Right. So just under there.
Yeah. All the way to the front. You can feel she's got an handle.
Yeah.
Just grab hold of her. Just take control of her. That's it. Jaws are open.
Wow.
You can get in. Work at that. Job's a good one.
Awesome. I'm guessing you shouldn't hold them by like the jaw for the full body weight anyway, should you?
No, it's you see people doing it. It's not good for them.
Wow.
Get colours in tail.
I know. I'm just looking at the orange. Like it's like a tiger orange, isn't it?
Beautiful looking fish, that one.
Stunning. Awesome, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, should we get her back?
Yeah. Right, so put her back. Because we're this close, right, you never walk around with a pike. They are so delicate. I never stand up with a pike. But because we are so close to the water, all I'm doing is trying to make me sling. I'll pick her up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hold it. She'll let you know. There she goes.
Went back strong as anything.
Yeah. It's because she's been rested.
Excellent. Oh man, that was awesome. And so stress free as well. If you wish someone who knows what they're doing, you know what I mean? Firstly, what we're going to do is have a quick look at some of the BeeMouse fishing tackle that I'm going to be using, and really I think the key point is that for someone like myself who is a beginner with pike fishing, it's really straightforward and basic, and you can buy a pack off the website which has everything that you need to catch a pike. Whether that's going out for small pike or even targeting some of the bigger specimen pike for experienced pike anglers as well. So firstly, the trace. So the trace comes in two different sizes. They're all hand built by James himself, so nothing leaves that workshop if the quality is not good enough for him to catch a pike. So it's all checked by himself. Size is 6 and size is 4. It's built on a coated 7-strand wire with a 3-inch gap between the top and the bottom hook. They're 18 inches long in total from end to end, on a 26-pound wire with a size 8 barrel swivel right at the top of that wire trace. You also get a full pike float kit which has everything that you need other than the trace and the hooks. So you get some beads, red and black depending on what you want to use, the float stops and the buff beads, all in one easy pack. Now, something that I'm really passionate about, and I know other anglers are as well, is trying to reduce the amount of plastic that we're all using. Any terminal tackle in plastic, it's not good for the environment. The culture of the company is to not use plastic where possible, and all of the terminal tackle comes in these biodegradable envelopes, which is great. So I've got everything set up now, right from the top, float stop, buff bead, down to the float, next buff bead down here, down to the drop weight, which I've not set yet because I've not cast in, but that kind of cocks the float, and down to the trace. Nice barrel swivel at the top there, all the way down. Not had any action yet. I've only been in the water for about half an hour, so we'll see how we get on. If I don't get a take, I'm going to bring it back in and maybe cast further into the slack and tuck it right into that far bank. Despite my efforts, it wasn't to be. It was time to call in the Pike Master.
I'm right-handed, so I need to get my left hand in there. You can see gill rakers, they're quite sharp, so try not to touch them. Okay? And literally, you can slip your hand inside and get hold of it. And if you pull a head back, you can see right inside. I've got her between my knees so she's not going anywhere. And there we go, that's a bait and the hook's out. She's none the worse. Real little rest for a minute. Okay. And we'll get hold of her. We'll get her up for the camera. Yeah, maybe 6, 7 if she's lucky. But happy with her, really happy. Good looking fish, tail wrapped herself though during the fight, so you can probably see a few little marks down her flanks, but she'll recover from that. I'm really happy with her. Let's get her back as quick as we can. So she's been rested, always give them a little rest. So she is feisty and ready to go. There she goes. Off to terrorise some more roach.